Hello, everybody, and welcome to the New Flame Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew. This is going to be a little bit of a mini series that I want to start up on the channel. Talking about some baseball, and what I'm gonna call it is, um, series preview. Pretty self-explanatory. If there's like a certain series that I want to preview, say like down the stretch, in September there's a really close division race, or something like that. Maybe I'll do like two or three in a video. I don't really know. Just depends on how long they're going to be. But um, it's basically I'm just gonna be previewing a certain series in baseball today. It is going to be the Houston Astros at the New York Yankees. You should have seen this one coming. Well, I guess not since it's a brand new series, but I think this is. I'm really excited for this series. I just came up with it today, so if you like it, let me know down in the comments below. And I'm very excited to get this series rolling. I will make a playlist with all of them on once this series really gets going, I will make a playlist with that. Once that goes, I'll let you know about that. And so anyway, um so just some context for this series. This is the first time the Houston Astros and the New York Yankees are playing since the cheating scandal broke out. So this is going to be have a lot of bad blood in it. This also if Garrett Cole pitches, this will be his first time playing against the Astros since leaving them. And I'm really excited for this series. I'm gonna go game by game, bringing down the probable starters. So if you ready for this, let me know. And if you like what this series might be, also let me know. Starting now, some more context for this game. Yankees, obviously they had that really, really awful start to the season, but in their last 10 games are 7-3. They've got a plus 14 run differential at positive run differential at positive 14. They've won the last three. They swept the Tigers. Corey Kluber had an amazing game. Now he won't pitch in this series, but he had an amazing game on Sunday, I believe it was. Yankees currently sitting fourth in the AL East at a record of 14-14, 500 winning percentage, like I said, and 2.5 games back of the Boston Red Sox for first place in the division. And moving on over to the Astros, um, 15-13, also 7-3 in their last three games. They did lose their last game and have a positive run differential at plus 32. Does that lead the league? Let's see here. Uh, the entirety of the National League East. Oh wait, I was about to say the entirety of the National League East is in negative, but not the Marlins. Oh no, the Dodgers have a plus 45. Anyway, back to the Astros. 15-13 currently sit second in their division, the AL West, behind the Oakland Athletics, who won 13 in a row after starting the season like what 0-7, something crazy like that. They've come back to earth, but Astros sitting at 15-13, 28 games through this season, 2.5 games back of the Oakland Athletics, like I said. And let's get right into game one. Zach Greinke versus Domingo Germán are the two probable starters. And starting over with the Astros side of things, Zach Greinke has had a fairly decent season for only making a few starts. He has 6 games, so not horribly. He's 2-1, 3.44 ERA through 36.2 innings pitched, 27 strikeouts, 1.15 whip, a little high for him. But go over here, 2021. Just I and so anyway, Zach Greinke, he's one of the better pitchers in the entirety of the MLB. He's probably top 15 starting pitchers, probably near that lower end, probably around like 10 or so. But he's still really good, and even at his older age. And then you go over to the Yankee side of things, you got Domingo Germán, with a solid 4.05 ERA, fantastic 2-2 record on the season. 19 strikeouts, only 20 innings pitched, so want to see that. But he also has not pitched in over a year, in a little bit, yeah, right around a year. So it makes sense. He was suspended and all that. But anyway, um, no, I think this game is gonna be really close, just because the fact that the Yankees offense is starting to heat up. You look at the series that we had with the Tigers. We scored two in the last game, which not the greatest, but two. We scored six, and then we scored 10 the game before. So the offense just as a whole has started to come alive. Corey Kluber was just named AL Player of the Week. Garrett Cole is AL Pitcher of the Month. So so I think that with if we can get all the stars aligned, Higashioka is starting to play more and playing well. So I I think this first game is gonna come down to the wire. Obviously, there's a lot of bad blood in this series, just because Astros have knocked out the Yankees twice now in in uh in the ALCS, obviously in 2017 when most of the cheating was done, and in 2019. So I think the Yankees are going to be looking out for revenge. I think if Chapman gets the opportunity to face Altuve at any times in this series, he's going to make the most of it. He's going to, he's gonna try to strike him out. But I think just with the amount of just tenseness and I hate like keep using this term, but bad blood in this series, I think is going to be hard fought. I wouldn't be surprised if there are, you know, multiple hit by pitches. We've already seen multiple players on the Astros get plunked. We've seen Carlos Correa on opening day. So I just and for game one now, the lineups aren't out. I wish they were, so I'd be able to break them down. But the Yankees, Kyle Higashioka, he's starting to play a lot more. This is what we've seen last season. Sanchez was just not pitching at all. Well, at least he was not catching at all. He was not hitting. He was not fielding. So Boone decided to bench him, and it looks like that's what he's gearing up to do this year again. And to be honest, I love that move. I would love that move so much because Gary Sanchez, yes, he'll hit the home run occasionally, but he offers really bad blocking, but his arm makes up for that, but not really, because if a ball is at the backstop, how you expect to throw someone out? They have to have somewhat good speed if they're trying to steal. So I just I think if Higashioka plays more, he starts hitting well. Gleyber Torres has started to heat up more and more as the season has gone on. Judge on the game on, I believe, Friday had 2 home runs, including a grand slam. So just if things go right, and which they have been so far recently for the Yankees, I think that just having just really riling up this series can just mean a whole lot for them. So I'm really excited to see how this game one shakes out, and whoever the leadoff hitter is for the um Astros, be ready to just be thrown at something like that. Honestly, I said this last year, or I was thinking this last year, when the Yankees played the Rays and Chapman threw at Brasso and all that. I was very surprised the next day, we didn't pull someone who pitched the previous night before. Say if I don't know, Ottavino hadn't been pitching well, or and then he came in and just plunked a guy. I wouldn't be surprised if I would not have been surprised if Boone just started Ottavino, just threw out one guy and then got ejected. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if this happened today. Uh Boone has been there since 2018. Girardi was still the manager in 2017, but at least I think 18, 19, I think so. Yeah. But Girardi was still the manager in 17, I believe. Um but Boone, his whole life has been with the Yankees. He's known for that famous home run versus the Red Sox, and he knows how much this has meant to the players. So, and this has been a date both these teams have had circled on their calendar since the schedule was released. May 4th, happy Star Wars Day, by the way. Just like to point that out. But Game 1, Human, Cranky. I would not be surprised if the Astros pull out a narrow win just because of Human and the power on the Astros lineup, including Bregman, Correa, even though I don't like these people. They've got Bregman, they've got Correa, they've got Altuve, they've got Brantley, they've got Yordan Alvarez, who the Yankees have not seen. So, I And so this is a very scary Astros lineup, but it's also a very scary Yankees lineup. Well, like I said, Torres is starting to hit well. No, it's not the 38 home runs we saw in 2019, but it's also not what we saw last year, hitting like 210. He's going, 2 for 4, 2 for 5, things like that. An occasional like 2 for 3 day here and there, but and and then even guys off the bench like whenever Gardner's gotten a chance to play, he's been playing okay. Um Higashioka, like I said, probably will be starting some of these, at least two of these games, I'd say. And also like Rougned Odor, Mike Ford. And speaking of that first base position, Luke Voigt is expected to come back in about a week now on May 11th, so be ready for that, Yankees fans. But oh, here we go. Yankees lineup has been submitted at 3:45. So I'll once I get that pulled up, but I'll be talking about game 2. The probable starters for that one are Julian Montgomery and this Garcia guy who I have no idea who this is. Luis Garcia for the Houston Astros. Don't know who that is if I'm being honest. But Yankees lineup for today, we got LeMahieu, we got Stanton, we got Judge, we got Urshela, Torres, Frazier, Hicks, Higashioka, and Odor. Stanton at DH, Judge playing right. All the usual positions except for LeMahieu at first, Urshela at third, Glaber at short, and Odor at second. So, Odor's getting a start, which he's come up in some pretty clutch situations for us. Like I said, Torres has started to hit. Judge has started to hit, and it's really interesting because for the longest time, like Judge has been batting second, and it was all due to the fact because in 2017 or 2018, Boone, the manager, whoever it was at the time, was experiencing with Judge batting third, batting fourth, and he just was not working out. And the only place he could hit was the 2 hole. So just ever since, he's just been our number 2 hitter. But this year, Boone is trying out some things, putting him at the 3 hole, putting him at the 4 hole. So and it's been working. He's been pretty hot over the last couple of games. So maybe this continues to work out. But if you're going to this game, I am very jealous of you. I would definitely like to be at this game. Star Wars Day, like I said, probably I would assume there's a bobblehead being given out of some player with Jedi robes and all that. So anyway, that was the lineup for the Yankees. Astros lineup has not been put out, but game 2. We got Luis Garcia for the Houston Astros, 2.7 ERA, 20 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, 1.05 WHIP. He's playing pretty well through 5 games, only averaging 4 innings per game appearance. I'm not sure if he's been starting or if he's been relieving or anything like that, but this guy has come out of nowhere. I had no idea who this guy was until right now. So, and he's had a pretty good season despite being 0-3. Yeah, he's had 3 starts and 2 relief appearances in his last 5 games. So 6 earned runs throughout the season, 14 hits, 7 walks, so a little bit higher on the walk side of things for Garcia there. And now moving on over to Julian Montgomery, who had a pretty good last start from what I can remember. Versus Tampa Bay, 6 innings, 2 hits, 4 earned runs, not great. But Julian Montgomery is one of these guys who he's either gonna have a fantastic start or a not good start at all. And if we can get a middle of the road start for his standards, 5 to 6 innings, a couple of hits, maybe like 3 earned runs, and I think if our offense can continue to roll, I think putting up 3 runs shouldn't be no problem to give it over to the bullpen. So Julian Montgomery versus Luis Garcia, game 2, that is Wednesday, May 5th. Now, Thursday, game 6, Thursday, May 6th, this is the game I have written down on my calendar for sure. Lance McCullers versus Garrett Cole, the 2 probable starters. Keep in mind, these are all, like, the probable starters, except for game 1, I believe that is, like, out and, like, readable information that it's Domingo Germán and Zach Greinke. But game 3, on Thursday, Garrett Cole, Lance McCullers. Lance McCullers, who signed a big extension, I believe like 5 years, $80 million over the offseason, has had a pretty good season to start off. Nothing fantastic or anything like that, but a 2-1 record, 3.38 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 1.05 WHIP, and through 26 innings pitched. Has allowed 10 earned runs, 14 walks to 14 hits. That is a little bit of a high side, but as we know, the Yankees is home run or bust. So maybe that walk to hit ratio will go down a little bit, but Lance McCullers is one of those guys who he's super underrated in my opinion, because like last year with the Rays, when they played the Rays in the ALCS, I was like, oh, he's not great. They showed his stats, I was like, oh, he's actually pretty good. And like, he's just one of those guys that I just always forget about. You think about the Astros and pitching, you think Framber Valdez, you think Christian Javier is having a pretty good. I think I always get those two mixed up. But you think Justin Verlander, you think Zach Greinke, you don't really think maybe Lance McCullers is the third or fourth guy that comes to your head. And it's just because he's super underrated, and if you look at his stats throughout his career, you look at 2020, 2018, and in 2017. Oh, I think he might have been hurt, maybe. No, he was not hurt in 20. I guess 2017 was just a down year, but 2016, 2015, always in those like 3 ERA, and for a day and age where the home run has become the main way of scoring, he's had pretty good seasons. So Lance McCullers is always one of those guys you're gonna get a decent start from. But over on to the AL Pitcher of the Month, Garrett Cole. We all know how electric and dominant and shut down he has been this year. 4-1 record, 1.43 ERA, 62 strikeouts, I believe second in the league behind DeGrom. .72 WHIP. He's just been insane. Now I'm not gonna say he's been worth every single penny of the contract that we gave him necessarily, but he has been fantastic for us. And if he wins AL Cy Young this year, which is looking like he will, now I know it's 4th of May, I can't be making things like that, but as of right now, he would be the clear and cut AL Cy Young. I mean, clearly he won AL Pitcher of the Month, but obviously, but a 24-3 walk ratio, not horrible. Now he does give up a pretty good amount of hits, almost. I don't know, it's not horrible, but he is just a workhorse pitcher. He'll go 7, 8 innings if you need him to, and he is a guy who does not like to be taken out of games. We've all seen that from him since he's joined the Yankees, and I think this is going to be a game in which he does not want to. Which he was gonna want to finish, even if he's at 110 pitches going into the 9th inning. He's going to tell Boone to leave him in. He wants to. He just wants to just pound the other team and just absolutely demolish them. And he is not afraid to say what he thinks to Boone. He's made that fairly clear in his 2 seasons here, and I think Boone now is more realizes that he can let him go those 7, 8, 9 inning games. I don't think he's pitched a complete game, but the go 7, 8 innings before he would only let him go 6 innings before he give it over to the bullpen. But now we're seeing like 7, 6.1. There was a game versus Toronto in which he pitched 8. So Garrett Cole is just going to be fantastic, lights down, and that is going to be the game that I want to watch. Fortunately, it starts while I'm at school, so yeah, that's unfortunate. Game today starts at 7:05. Game tomorrow starts at 7:05. Then Thursday is 1:05. But anyway, I'm very excited for this series. There is going to be a lot of tension. There's going to be a lot of drama surrounding this series, and this just gets me so excited. So, if you're also excited for this series and this possible new series on this channel, series preview, if you've got better names for it, let me know in the comments below. But, like I said, Game 1, Tuesday, May 4th, tonight, 7:05 Eastern. Tomorrow, Wednesday, May 5th, 7:05 Eastern, Game 2. And Thursday, May 6th, 1:05 Eastern, Lance McCullers versus Garrett Cole. That is going to be the game that I want to watch the most. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you for possibly the next episode of Series Preview. Peace.